Hey everybody, Joe Misfit Glenn here, along with Kelly, aka Kels. Kelly, we're gonna wait for a few people to come on in, and then we'll start, talking. Okay? We
No
got one
worries.
person so far, and they'll start filtering in here pretty quickly.
No worries.
All right. How you doing tonight, Kelly?
It's a Thursday.
Right. What's up, Bryant? Cade?
What's up, Cade? Hey, Bryant.
Welcome, y'all.
Thanks for
Good stuff.
showing up. Get to see my ugly mug finally.
Huh?
I said they get to see my ugly mug finally.
Right.
They
Get
see
to
all
know
my
you.
messages. Right?
Yep. I know, man. I put my ugly mug on the screen all the time, man.
I know, twice a week. I mean, really?
They've all been very kind to me, though. I can honestly say that.
You sure about that? No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
Depends on the day.
Huh?
I said it depends on the day.
Yeah, you know what, man? You're right. It depends on the Mondays are always a bad one, but
Except today
Tuesdays
was
and
bad
Thursdays.
for both of us.
Yeah, today was a doozy, and it isn't even Monday.
I know, it was like a shit show. I mean,
Yeah.
I was like, are these
My
things
brain
really
ain't there today.
Are
Yeah.
people saying these things? These are really coming out of people's mouths, yes.
Right.
Hey,
What's up,
girl.
Nikki?
Hey, girl, hey.
Nikki said, "Hey."
Hey, babes. So funny. No ugly mugs. Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's what's up.
Nice. It's okay.
All right, so you can see comments, Kelsey.
Yeah, because I put the comments. The comments are
Good deal.
showing on the right.
That helps me out. That helps me out immensely. Trust me, because I'm like back and forth, So good deal.
Yeah. Well, as long as they don't say, what is it, Facebook user, we're good.
Yeah, hey, man, we just can't get that through them yet. I mean,
from a minute.
They switch it off all the time, though, and you got to keep going back through. Yeah, so it happens to the press all the time.
Yeah, it did it for me once so far.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get after it, Kelly. So, Kelly, let's talk. Let's start off. Tell me a little bit about yourself individually, and then we'll get into maybe some military stuff after that.
I'm originally from California, San Francisco, East Bay. And then I just, I have no living parents. I have 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl.
Nice.
My daughter has given me 2 grandbabies.
Sweet.
Which are awesome. Nice. One of them's in the Air Force, and he's overseas and due to transfer next year. But I think he wants to stay overseas. My oldest son I gave up for adoption, open adoption. So I think he's still in California. But nothing really. I mean, I have a brother, but nothing else. Hey, Jeremy.
What's up, Jeremy?
Yes, Nate. Right. Yes, Nikki. We are representing our homeboy. Repping our homeboy.
That's what's up.
That's right.
Tell Caleb to get on every now and again, man. Love to see him.
I know, right?
Right. I mean, come on, man.
He hasn't been.
I know he's working, whatever. I ain't trying to hear that.
And his back, it's.
I mean, I'm retired and over here. Native's over here working all the time.
I know, right? But he's helping us.
That's right.
He is helping veterans.
Yep. So Kelly, let's get into some military, man. Tell me about your military career, how it started, what even made you want to join the military?
Well, I joined the military because I didn't like what I was doing with my life. It was just menial restaurants. Mm-hmm. And my dad was in the Coast Guard from 53 to 73, so he retired as a warrant officer. So that was my next step. I just need to do something, and so took ASVABs, got in the Coast Guard in 92. And funny, I graduated in September 11th.
Wow.
In 92, though. So it was a little 9 years early, whatever. But so I did that, and I was stationed in Long Beach. I was stationed on a cutter. And then I was in Virginia. I was at 2 bases. So the first one I babysat. Basically, I worked at the gym, and yeah, I worked at the gym, so I was a babysitter or cut grass. Um,
I did a lot of that too.
I know, right?
I did.
Uh,
Even had classes on it. Yeah, for sure. Yep.
I mean, I did get to drive, forklifts and dump trucks, and that was kind of fun.
Are you telling me
Um,
you're forklift certified?
I know, yeah.
That's real
No, it
work.
expired. Actually, my
Ah,
endorsement expired. I took the
dang.
class out here, uh, but I mean, I still know the basics. I just get anxiety now when I'm like learning something. Um, Coast Guard, and then I was at RTC Yorktown and then I was going to school, and then I was pregnant, found out I was pregnant with my daughter, and I didn't want to be out to sea with 2 kids.
Sure.
So, and then my current husband, well, that husband, he was Navy. So he was on a ship, and I was just like, there ain't no way. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm not leaving my kids like that.
Sure.
Then I left him in Texas. Went to Texas. Then I lived in North Carolina. When I moved to North Carolina, I joined the Army National Guard. So I did the Coast Guard until May of '99. And I was striking yeoman, which is a combination of admin and finance together for those who don't know, who never served that branch. Hi, Chris. Sorry. Hey, Aaron. Um, and then when I did the National Guard, I didn't go in the National Guard until '03, and I decided to do National Guard because of 9/11. I needed to do something for my country again. So Coast Guard wouldn't take me back because I had chronic migraines, and I was like, "Because you guys moved me to the East Coast." Uh, and then so I went National Guard, and then I was finance, and then you know what? I went in October of '03, and we were mobilized by September of '04.
For
And then, yeah, so we hit Iraq at the end of like in early December, late November, early December is when we hit boots on ground. Um, and I did my job as a finance soldier out there. I got out in '09, but I stayed because I had a technician job as military pay tech, which I loved. So
cool. So how many years did you end up doing? That's a hell of a stint.
So the military says active duty time is over 8 years, but with the reserve time, it's like 13.
Cool.
So
That's a
yeah,
good stint. A lot of different stuff in there too, man. That's a hell of an accomplishment. Good job.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
Glad
yeah.
you made it through.
Yeah, I was just glad to. It just gave me a purpose. Military
Sure.
gave me a purpose. It gave me the structure, and
For sure.
I like structure.
Mhm.
So for me, that structure was good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, but when you get out, I just even getting out of the Coast Guard, it was a struggle as far as civilian sector. I mean, I had to fall back on working in restaurants again. So I was a server or a prep cook or whatever, but I fell back on what I knew was coffee shops and food.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So yeah, I was just like, oh.
Sometimes it's really hard to get back into the civilian life after you've had so much structure. It's really hard as an individual to structure your life like that. It takes years, and we just get thrown out in the middle of it. And everybody's like, "Hey, well, how come you can't comply?" Well, because this isn't me, man. This isn't what I know. And I understand.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I had a civilian job actually like that. Like, I came home from my deployment, and of course, when you're in the National Guard, if you were working, like if you were on orders, ADSW, and then you get mobilized, you don't have a job to come home to.
Right.
You're jobless after your deployment, and they stop paying you after whatever, however many days you have left on the books, blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
But so I was just like, shit. And I came home during just before the holidays.
Right.
So for me, I was like, okay, well, that first year I could do Christmas pretty much because I had been paid and all that kind of good stuff. But like the second year, for 2 years straight, I think I just struggled during the holidays, and it was tough because I was a single parent. I deployed as a single parent, so that was tough on my daughter too. So,
no doubt. Well,
um,
luckily you had somebody in the family care plan to take care of your kids, and while you had to go do your business.
that was a shit show too.
Was it? It's unfortunate. Damn.
Yeah, my daughter moved went to 3 different schools in the 13 months I was gone.
Wow. Yeah.
Just because I was having issues with people who were caring for my child because her father wasn't watching her because
that's a big struggle. I can see that. Wow.
He's his own shit show in itself, and I don't need to help him. He can do it all by himself.
Yeah, we can all do a good job at a time, I assume, man. But is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah.
But hey, I see Native came in. I see his little emojis up in there. That's got to be him, Facebook user.
That
Sit your name up, Caleb. Dang it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I mean, even when I deployed to Iraq as a finance soldier, we were under 9th Finance Unit, 18th Airborne Corps. I called them puking dragons because that's what the patch looks like. And 18th Airborne Corps did not, and 9th Finance didn't really like National Guard people because my headquarters was there, and then I was in a detachment. So we were in the main finance building doing dispersings to soldiers and having all the cash. But our headquarters unit was doing they were doing like all the bookkeeping in a sense and tracking all the money that they're paying out and getting, because they paid locals to do construction stuff on the base and all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They had it pretty bad, but being under the 18th Airborne Corps, I mean, the 18th Airborne Corps treated them like garbage too. They didn't have faith in the soldiers. The headquarters command was a piece of work in its own self too. Mm-hmm. But we were under 9th Finance, and they were either trying to set us up for failure, but they couldn't because we succeeded. And then some. I think the only downfall was like the 9th Finance paired not E4s and below, and then NCOs together, an active duty and a guard unit. And we each all had to learn either the soldier's creed or the NCO creed, depending on our rank, by heart, and say it in front of the first sergeant. For what? Doing, what is it? Unit PT in a combat zone. Yes, we did that. So when I came home, I was mad because somebody somewhere, one way or another, was trying to either break us or make us feel less than, or we couldn't do our job or whatever. But we did it. We got mortared all the time in that base. We had a 9-day dust storm, so we had no internet. It was just, being deployed isn't fun, period. Some people are like, I had a blast. And I'm like, well, when did you go? Oh, 2012. I'm like, oh, well, I was in 2004 and we didn't have, kind of thing. So, my greatest rewards, like being deployed, we had infantry brigade from Guam, Hawaii area. when they came in, and helping my reserve soldiers, or the guard soldiers for that matter, getting their bonuses taken care of, making sure they're getting paid, relaying information stateside if they were reservists, making good rapport with all the UAs, RAs, HR, whatever you want to call them, admin. So I always had good relationships with them. I tried to create a system so that instead of talking to me, they could just put all their paperwork or whatever under their units.
Gotcha.
I did a lot of work. I even did work with special forces over there, because we did have a special forces group on our fob. I used to hide out there.
Yeah.
Because I could be left alone, and I even had to do weapon quals, and I couldn't do it with the unit. So I asked my special forces guys, they're like, yeah, come on over.
Yeah.
So I got to qualify from special forces, and they're even saying, hey, move your body this way. Hey, move this way. I'm like, I'm listening to them.
Yeah.
So I had good things, I had positives, reenlisting overseas, making sure soldiers' pay was fixed, telling them what was wrong, how I fixed it, and then telling them, oh, you'll get paid, you'll get this on this check. And they're just like, what? I will? They're like, the unit before you, and I'm like, they're active duty, weren't they? They're like, yeah. And I said, they don't care about guard and reserve people. They don't care. And that was true, because I could see it. Like our discussion we had earlier about infantry things. So after deployment, I came back home, and I actually probably a year later or so, about a year later, end of 2006, I got my technician job as mil pay tech, and then I became a lead. And then when I got out in 2009, I stayed in as a contractor, but I wasn't a lead. And I love that job. Again, I took care of special forces for the National Guard, because they were out of Roanoke Rapids. And anytime, and they mobilized a lot, here and there, whatever. So I would go and do their mobilizations, and they'd only want me for finance. They're like, just send Riley. She knows what we've got, because I'd get calls, and they're in like Honduras, and they're like, hey, we need to get Halo paid, or nobody didn't get foreign language pay, or blah blah blah. And I'm like, I got you, and those were my biggest rewards. I didn't really care. I mean, I appreciated the compliments if it was from somebody in my office, if I got it. But for me, hearing it from the soldiers, leadership or full-time people, that made a difference. I would travel with the mobilization team, because, in 2008, we mobilized a whole brigade in Mississippi. And then we mobilized another brigade in Fort Benning. So, and I went there with the MOB teams and did those mobilizations. And it was fulfilling for me. That job was fulfilling.
Right. I got you.
And then, I come home, from a deployment, and I'm not even right in the head. But it took me a year to ask for help on top of it all. And I was in my mid-30s when I got home. So I was an older soldier deploying.
Right.
And so, coming home and, I got to do VA, submitting that paperwork to my med person and getting all this stuff done.
It's work.
It is work, but I also didn't pay attention to like my daughter, I didn't pay attention to myself, road rage, anger, her, snapping at her. And again, I'm a single parent. So there's I don't have family, so it was just me, family scattered and all that kind of good stuff. Um, so I started getting help, but I was still working for the guard. And there'd be days I'd be like, I don't have any medicine. I'm like, I'm out of meds. And I'd tell somebody at work, I'm like, look, I'm out of medication. Leave me alone. And they would leave me alone. Because I was like, I don't want to talk to nobody. Just let me put on my music and I'll talk to everybody, email or whatever. Just, stay away.
Yeah.
I was just like,
I don't generally give people the idea of what's going on. They just figure it out themselves.
You can read it all over my face.
Yeah.
My face would say it all. If I was pissed, they'd be like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
Out of meds. Leave me alone.
Never mind. Hey, I wanted to shout out to a couple people. What's up, Keith? That's my brother Keith. He just left, I think he just got home last night from here.
What's up, Sergeant Stanley?
Had a blast with you, brother Keith. What's up, Stanley? Joe, welcome, my man. Welcome.
Who's my face? Oh, Keith has joined, so he's the Facebook.
Yeah, he didn't do his name on there, so.
Yeah, Claude, what's up, bro? What was dinner? And what are you all smoking on? Come on, please smoke because I don't have any. Smoke for me, please.
Me? No way.
I have none.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I wouldn't do that to you.
There. No, it's okay. You're okay. You're good. You guys can talk all you want. I'm just gonna be like, can I have?
All right. You can smell it through the thing. Yeah, I got you.
Can I have smell-o-vision?
Hey, Kelly, I was gonna mention something that you mentioned earlier, and it kind of not really shook me, but hit me right. And I had never thought about it this way. You said you were in two different branches, which we know, the Coast Guard and National Guard, over two different decades, correct? Mm-hmm. Like you switched decades while you were in service. That's kind of a pretty neat little accomplishment there.
Yeah, so the Coast Guard was 92 to 99. I had a 4.5-year service break and then came in the National Guard, and I didn't have to go to Army Basic because I made the window. So the only thing I had to learn was like the ranking structure.
Right.
Learning the ranking structure and learning, the different, in the different acronyms.
Yeah.
For military pay, a lot of that stuff was familiar, especially with housing allowance, family separate, all that. Those things were familiar to me because I knew about it in the Coast Guard.
Right.
And that was what we talked about. The one thing was that my Coast Guard, I was starting to do with yeomans in the Coast Guard, we were able to do OJT, on the job training. It's called striking. So you're actually literally doing the work, and then you're doing the quals, and then once you complete that qualification, it gets signed off and blah, blah, blah. So, and I worked at medical clinics at the front desk, a couple of them, because I was pregnant. So, so I had both. I had my one son and my daughter both while I was in the Coast Guard. One civilian hospital, one Air Force hospital. But yeah, so me learning the yeoman skills in the Coast Guard, and even though I had a 4.5-year service break, when I came into the Guard and I went finance, it was an easy transition for me. And I did the reclass classes. So I was 2 weeks in Atlanta, 2 weeks in Bowling Green. I had a blast. I actually still keep in contact with one of the instructors.
Nice.
Yeah, he's funny. And I gave him so much shit. It was awesome. But yeah, so having the knowledge, so coming over, it was, like I said, just an easy transition for me from admin to finance, because finance was, I just enjoy that stuff. That's just a me thing, Not everybody's cut out for desk work or likes it, but I like it. So yeah, so the two different decades, I was just glad. Of course, the I should have stayed in kind of thing and retired in
Yeah.
the coast. I should have stayed in the Coast Guard. I should have retired in the Coast Guard. Had opportunities, having people wanting me to go warrant, and I'm just like, I don't want to go through those head games again.
Yeah.
I was
You
just
hit a
like,
point where you're like done. I get it, but a month later, you're like, damn it, I should have just stuck with it.
and I was in my early 20s when I was in the coast. I mean, I was in the Coast Guard from 21 and to what 2028.
Mhm.
So yeah, so for me, I was just like, and my last unit was RTC Yorktown, which is our training center, like where people went to schools, certain schools. Not all of them were there, just certain ones.
Mhm.
And so warrant school was there, so I could see the warrant cadets. I could see them, and I'm just like, oh, I was just like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not doing this again.
Right.
I was just like, I just can't. So, but like I said, I enjoy the Coast Guard. I wish I stayed in. Shoulda, woulda, couldas.
Sure.
The National Guard gave me something. Another way, another life, another structure.
Hmm.
You
Gotcha.
know.
I had actually considered when I'd gotten out, I had actually considered the Coast Guard. I was looking to try to join, even though I was broken and I was fully 100% disabled. I was thinking maybe I can make it happen. I wanted to be a rescue swimmer, flight medic, rescue medic,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of shit. That was my game right before I got hurt, and I just so wanted to be that. Just never did, never could.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of people. Coast Guard, their aviation side of the house is really tough to make rank.
yeah,
It's
I,
really hard because they have to wait until somebody kicks rocks.
yeah. Either you
Like,
retire or die. Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Even aviation swimmers. I mean, even that kind of stuff. It's
Sure.
just hard for them. It's just so hard
Yeah.
to move up.
Yeah.
And their ASM, their school is actually in Elizabeth City, North Carolina.
Hmm. Well, I have a question for you now. And first off, before I do that, I want to tell you thank you for your service. I
Yeah.
appreciate you. Okay. Um, Now, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about Vetcodes. You're very
Sure.
active in Vetcodes.
Mhm.
So let's start with what Vetcodes means to you, what it's done for you, and how it's improved anything, if anything.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, Vetcodes helped me get this tent. I know I don't have any lights on right now, but um, I came into Vetcodes late last year, and um, the way that this community talks to each other, helps each other, encourages each other to
Mm-hmm.
grow, not
Yeah.
only for medicine
Right.
or for food, but also the camaraderie that I was missing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a bunch of us that all met in Oklahoma, end of March, early April, and it just solidified for me that I needed this. I needed this group. The fact that we video chat daily if we choose to. Most of the time we're on, daily,
Yeah.
multiple times a day, sometimes just talking or
It's
smoke
accurate.
break or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I may not jump on, and I know, nobody's like, where's Kelly? Geez, where's she at? Nobody's gonna second guess me. Nobody's gonna judge me for not
Nope.
jumping on,
Mm-hmm.
and
But we will check you if it's been a couple of days and it's out of the norm. We'll be like, hey, you good?
yeah,
That's just what we do.
exactly,
That's how we have to
exactly,
do it.
exactly. And the fact that I'm like, I got 3 babies in there, my first ever babies, and you know because I've been listening and reading and watching from Vetcodes.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, and I'm asking you, I'm asking Caleb, I'm asking everybody questions because you guys advise me. Ask questions from multiple sources. Don't listen to just one person because everybody grows differently.
Yes.
They have their own system, their own way it works for them.
Exactly.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, if it works, you know, you having 5 rooms, like all that, you know what? You are amazing, awesome, and you're helping veterans even better. It also taught me that, you know, I got on the new grow list, so that's how I got my kit from AC Infinity HLG refurb light with the 4-inch exhaust by AC Infinity, and you know, I was just, when I got the kit and I knew that it was coming, I was just like, oh my God, I can actually do this. You know, I had started buying little pieces here and there, you know, my fabric pots or labels or any kind of meter that I needed, or, you know, started researching on soil and you know, just all the little things, which, gang, I'm going to try and make us a list. So if anybody wants to, you know, have a list to start getting their equipment piece by piece, at least we can have a check off. So that was something I want to do for the group to help and make it less stressful for others. Because it can be overwhelming, it can be stressful, but Vetcodes is going, it's okay. You know, don't rush it. You know, do what you can, work within your means. You know, if you have to go cheap, you go cheap. If you have to save money, you save money. But there's no putting anybody down.
That's right.
And for me, I'm going to ask questions like, why are you using this? Don't you want it clean? Or, you know, I may not say it, but I may think it, you know, because I don't want, especially, you know, so I'm just sitting there going, why do you use all these nutrients? Because all these nutrients get in these girls and then you're going to smoke it. But are these nutrients really good for the girls or really good for you? So the whole living soil, super living soil, whatever, you know, I'm like, I need to make this as easy as possible for me because I know me. And if I make it harder than it is, I'm going to give up. I'm going to overanalyze, overthink, worry too much, and then I'm going to fail. And I know that, you know, the group says it's okay if you fail because that's how you learn. And I get it. But I don't want to lose a baby. You know, I mean, the sooner the baby gets big, the sooner I can smoke her. But,
that's right.
You know, like, you know, I have an auto and 2 photos, so my auto's going faster than my photo, and I'm like, okay, you know, and I'm like, why is that growing? And then I go, oh, that's an auto. That's like on its own time. It's not on my time. It's on their time. So, but that's because I'm just like asking you guys and listening. You know, if the vet brothers and sisters out there, just listen to us. Listen, you know. It's just paying attention and or finding and going, oh, I forgot that. I need to get this, you know, even listening to us on these streams, talking and going, oh man, I should have got fabric pots, or what size fabric pot do I need? You know, just those things. Like, I know I want another tent now, but I want a bigger tent because I want a veg and I want a flower. You know,
it always works that way.
Yeah, just like you guys. And so I'm like, okay, well, I can do that, but you know, I gotta wait till tax time, you know.
So after I got my 2 tents, my veg and my flower, I built a 30 by 50 shop. I want rooms. I don't want tents. I want rooms. And so that's where I'm at. And the only thing I need is air. And then I'm on to a bigger game, you know, to have many plants to show you guys different things all at once. That's the idea anyway. Plus, I'm just kind of
I love that.
growing. I
Hold
love
on,
it.
Let me turn on my light. One second.
Sure. Let me go through and D, welcome. Jesse, welcome. I know there was somebody else. It was Jesse. Aaron, thank you for showing up, my man. Yeah, I think we caught everybody. Nikki, yeah, of course, we caught
D,
you.
what's up, D? Jesse.
Hell yeah.
Hey, homies and gromies. That's what's up.
Sweet. So,
Nikki, if you want to see my babies, I got
yeah,
pictures. I can send them. I'll
I mean,
send
if
them. I got.
you want to go with that, go for it. If you needed to show them right now, sure.
Oh no, I'm on because I'm on my desktop. My webcam won't reach out there.
Your lights are out anyway, right?
Oh yeah, I took pictures.
Oh, sweet.
Yesterday, anyways.
Sweet. So
I was like, "How my girls?"
What I was going to ask you next was, because you're very active, you're a moderator and you help people like with codes and stuff like that. And I know you do much more, but tell me how that affects you and how that makes you feel, being able to reach out to these veterans and help them out.
Dude, it gives me a purpose. It gives me because I don't work, like a lot of us. I am 100% total and permanent, but working for the VA, I did medically retire, so I do have a little bit of a small pension. But still, it is what it is. Life. But Vetcodes, I'm a moderator for Discord, so for those who need help on Discord, or if we ever end up migrating to Discord completely, if Facebook starts to be stupid, we have our Discord, and that's where I come in to verify the member, and and so all I'm doing is I'm asking these members, hey, gotta give me your real name because I can't verify you if I can't see your real name.
Right.
But if you're going to give me a hard time and you're going to keep giving me a hard time when I keep asking you for something so simple, I'm not going to bring you in the room, because, if you're going to fight me on showing your real name and I can't verify you, then give me in a room.
It's not rocket science, man.
It isn't. I don't, for me, I mean, I know some veterans have a little bit of, I want people to find me, or whatever, whatever's going on. It's like, if you want to be in the room, just give me your name. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for your firstborn. I'm not asking for your DD-214. I'm just asking for your real name. So Discord hasn't been busy. It's quiet, and that's okay. People are still like, what's Discord? And Discord was a streaming service mostly for gamers. And now it's still for games, but it's expanding, obviously, just because some people don't want to deal with the Facebook stuff or whatever, Instagram, whatever platforms. So yeah, but Vetcodes gives me a purpose. Vetcodes gives me, I'm a person who's like, okay, how can I make this easier for somebody? Or how can I make this easier for me? Like trying to make an equipment list, or making a list of all our teas that people use and what they're good for and what they produce. It's like, I want to make that because I want it to help me, but I also want to help the new people, or even old school growers that are like, oh, I didn't know I could use banana peel tea, or I didn't know I could make an aloe tea and it does this.
Sure.
So, because I learned that I had to give my girls, my pH was low. So, I was like, I'm going to try and give them some banana peel and see how that does. See if it can bring up the pH maybe. My pH was kind of low, and I'm like, I'm going to try, because it's not going to kill it and it's not going to hurt it because it's all natural. So for me, I was like, and I'm not giving them a whole ton of it. I was like, well, I just want to see how you're going to do, But if my pH is low, again, I'm going to ask you guys, what do I got to use to bring up my pH? It's, it's at a 5.7, and then, you guys know what it needs to be, 6.5. So for me, if I check it again, and, it is what it is. Bryant said he thinks Twitch is more for live streaming and Discord is more for talk. Well, I kind of disagree with that, because Twitch is not really Twitch anymore. Twitch has actually gone over to Discord. Because I've been with Discord, I've been I used to do watch people's streams on World of Warcraft and uh, whatever games they're playing. So we could stream on there. So,
Mhm.
but I get what you're saying, Brian. Thanks,
I
Nick.
never even heard of Twitch.
Yeah, they had a couple platforms for gamers to talk and use, and people could be, say, like on Discord, and the guy is streaming on Discord, so it's
Mhm.
kind of like this,
Right.
and he or she can see the comments while they're gaming, that kind of. I mean, it's the same kind of concept, you know.
Cool.
But yeah, but Vetcodes just gives me a purpose because I struggle mentally with motivation. So if somebody's like, "Hey, can I get the codes for some of our discounts for our sponsors?" I
Mhm.
also do that too. It gives me purpose. So when somebody's like, "Hey, can I have the code for this?" I'm like, "Sure." Copy paste and then say, "Hey, if they have a sale, then this code won't work," or whatever.
Right.
So it gives me a sense of purpose again. And again, I'm helping veterans, which is something I've always enjoyed doing since I've been out.
Right. And this has kind of become your family of veterans, because there's many veterans out there and we're trying to bring them in. But right now, this is our family of veterans, and we do what we can to bring everybody together. I think it's a good thing, makes
Yeah,
me.
it does. And I know that there's veterans out there that are, not very talkative.
Yeah.
And that's okay. My brothers and sisters who aren't very talkative, who aren't social, that's okay. If you just want to watch the streams later, or you're just reading the chats,
I wanted to mention something too. While you mentioned it, it gave you a sense of purpose. For me, it gives me a sense of purpose as well. The way it happened for me was, when I got hurt, as a medic, I was looking to do my 20. I got hurt at 13. And so I got cut short, and I was really pissed off about that. Just like what you said, I was pissed off. I got cut off short. And so, anyway, a lot of years, a lot of meds, nobody talking, no doing nothing. Finally got off my stuff, started cannabis, started growing, started learning, being really good at it, right? So then I started getting so knowledgeable that I wanted to teach. Well, I started joining all these veteran groups, right? Vetcodes being one of them. And a matter of fact, it was one of the last ones that I had joined. Sat around for months, just letting them be there. And then I joined up because by me answering questions in these Vetcodes, as good educated answers for these people to learn, I started getting really good feedback. And so it led me to reach out to Vetcodes. David and TJ gave me that opportunity, and I was scared shitless, man, because I don't talk to nobody, man, right? I don't do this kind of stuff.
Right.
And here I am hanging my ass out there, for everybody to mess with, but I had that drive just to help and teach, those that can't teach. Well, let's do this. I can't be out there doing it. I need to teach everybody how to do it.
Exactly.
It just so happens to be cannabis now. And so that was my thing, and it gave me the opportunity. I appreciate the shit out of them for that,
For sure. It's just amazing. Like, I'm the same way. I like to teach. If it's a subject I'm good at, like military pay, cooking, coffee, eventually cannabis, I want to teach. I'm like, I'm not going to let you fail, but it's up to you to succeed. I can give you all the tools. You guys are all giving the tools, verbiage, videos, your videos on your grows, you guys are giving us the information, and we just have to, take those notes or go, "Oh yeah, I forgot about this," or "I didn't know that."
Right.
So we all just have to be diligent and just be like, "Hey," but like you said, nobody in Vetcodes, nobody should actually in Vetcodes ever make you feel less than, especially growing cannabis.
That's
in
right.
That room, in this group, nobody. And we can be a family. We can also be a dysfunctional family. We can be a medicated family. We can be a happy family.
That's what's up.
And it's just we just have to remember that, we are all still human.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we all sign that dotted line once or twice or 3 times or however many times.
Sure.
So we all did it, different branches, different roles, but we still
Yep.
had it.
Yep.
And I tell people, I meet veterans or whatever, and I'm like, I got you. What can I do to help you? And I want to help those vets that are so in that dark place, because I met one, a sister vet.
Yeah.
And I mean, she can't sit still for 5 minutes. I mean, it was bad. And I could just see it. So Vetcodes has definitely helped me, because I wouldn't be growing if it wasn't Vetcodes.
And it also turned into kind of mentorship and camaraderie and all that too, but the mentorship too, because some folks, I've been dealing with my stuff for a little bit longer than some, not as long as a lot of the guys in here, but the younger ones that may just hadn't figured out what I had already figured out, I'm here to tell you. If you just ask me, man, if I know it, I promise you it's your information to have. Okay. Just reach out, man. Do whatever I can.
And there's a lot of men in this group, a lot of brothers in this group, and there's sisters that are hiding, probably.
Yeah.
There's sisters who don't chop, but let me just say, sisters, it's okay. You can come out and talk. Nikki and I are out there. Granny Craft, she's out there.
Yeah. Super lady too, man. She's super.
You guys, if you don't feel comfortable just talking in our chat rooms or the videos, you can reach out to any of us moderators or admin, if you just want to ask a question. Like, I don't really want to ask it on there, or I don't need everybody to hear this.
Right.
It's okay. I want people to know it's okay to be who they are in this group, because we all struggle. We all have our struggles. They may be similar, they may be different, and we are all different on how we reacted to the trauma that we've had in our lives.
Correct.
So yeah. Wow. But I can't thank Vetcodes. Anytime I can, I talk about Vetcodes in a positive way. But I have to be careful, because I'm in a non-legal state. So I have to be careful. But we just have to just ask for help.
Yep.
Just ask.
And then, and also anybody else that's going to be watching this throughout the week too, and everybody listening, there ain't no judgment here. At least not for me. I can assure you that.
Me,
I'm one crackpot. I can promise you. I just happen to be able to talk right sometimes, and so that's it, dude. I'm with you. I promise.
Facts. It is hard. We have our good days, we have our bad days, and that's okay.
Yep. Just let us know. On one today, wasn't we? We had all kinds of it today. Me and you both.
It's like, what's today?
Yeah.
Where am I going? What was I supposed to do? Oh, I wasn't supposed to go here today. It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Why are you talking to me like this?
Hey, Aaron had to square me away today, telling me I was 2 weeks out. Shit. I don't even know where I wrote. It ain't even my birthday yet. I turned 50, man. I can't even remember what's going on.
Welcome to the club, brother. Welcome to the 50s club. Welcome to the 50s. You're right there with Scott and I.
I tell you, that day, my birthday, July 26th, me and my wife are going to go out and get some lunch, right? Have a nice steak with my brother Keith. We stop at the mailbox, open it up, and what's on top? AARP, bro. It says, welcome to the club. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me, bro. Really?
Yes, I told you, you better sign up when you turn 50, because I'm telling you.
I'm probably gonna, geez.
Just do it. It's so cheap. And you can add a family member to it. You could put Lori, or you could put one of your sons on it so they can reap the benefits. So just do it. It's like you get 50% off, I'm just like, you can get a discount through. There was somebody else that was saying, get 50% off on AARP. I can't remember. Coast Guard channel, my Coast Guard thing, or some other VA, whatever. I don't know. Some email that I get.
I ain't happy about it yet, Kelly. I ain't happy about it yet.
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm a straight shooter. I'm gonna tell it like it is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I believe in honesty and integrity in myself, and I try to expect it in others. But this state that I live in, integrity. Yeah. So yeah, I take a lot of people with a grain of salt. So yeah.
Well,
Because
so one thing I wanted to ask you, is there any little special things that you wanted to tell the group while you have the chance? Anything that you haven't mentioned yet?
I love coffee.
Coffee. That's
Hey, you guys need education on coffee. I'm your girl. Barista, former. But no, I just think that I just want to say, just like, don't be afraid, to talk to us. We've said it, we're not judging. We can only help within our means. We can only help so much, because the rest of it's up to that veteran to actually do the work. For me, it's all about their veterans' mental status. So I always worry about veterans' mental status, because that's something that we all struggle with. So for me, it's just, I've been in 16 years of therapy. I've done a peer support class for Wounded Warrior Project. So I used to help run a peer support group. So for me, it's like, this is like another peer support, because we're all peers and we're all supporting.
Right.
So
that's what makes it beautiful.
Yeah, it's kind of a wheelhouse for me in a sense too. It's another notch that I enjoy doing. Nothing really, nothing really else I can think of. Just don't give up on yourselves, people. Don't give up. That's something. Just don't give up on yourself, and don't give up on your growth. Don't give up on your babies.
That's right. Hey, just so you guys know, I have, usually out there where my outdoor grow is, it's usually called Misfit Island. When I have a plant that messes up inside, I can't kill it. So I put it outside and let nature take over, and they always survive. Always. Every damn time.
Like the issue with your plant right now?
Yeah, like if I had a bad plant in here, I put it outside, the sucker will give me really good product, and it'll all be healthy by the time it ends. It's something to do with outside. So anyway, I have a Misfit Island, so don't give up on your plants. You gotta let them do their thing. If they die, let them die by themselves. You don't kill them, okay?
Yeah, no. That's why I say, like, make sure your nutrients are safe. It's very hard to find organic and safe nutrients out there, people.
Less is more.
So do your research. Talk to the group.
That's what's up. So I want to throw out a couple of things. Hey guys, and thank you, Kelly, for adding your deal to Throwback Thursday. That was really cool. But I want to tell everybody about Throwback Thursday. I'm trying to do these little pictures. I got a bunch of pictures. I always took a bunch and I saved them. My wife saved them for me. They were like in like metal cases. Nothing would ever happen to these things. And so anyway, I started going through them, and I'm finding all these really cool things. And by talking to these veterans, like what we're doing right here with you, Kelly, I start remembering things, right? And I just want everybody else to have these good vibes, these good memories. I know we have our bad ones. Trust me, I have plenty. But I do have good ones, and I want everybody to start recognizing those. Go dig through your pictures, find some cool ones, and just reminisce with us, okay? I would really appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot. I think they're on a hard drive somewhere too. So I gotta find that hard drive. But yeah, the throwback pictures are funny, because the picture I posted today, that dude, he'd be like,
yeah. Right.
We're like, cotton, huh?
That's funny.
So yeah, all while mobilizing, and then the quick bangs go off, and you're like, crap, gotta go.
But I intend to do this every Thursday until I run out of pictures. And I hope that you guys are encouraged to do this on your own, just like put up another post by yourself. Okay. But,
funny pictures, it could be a funny picture. Share a great story, share that funny story. I would rather have you guys have the good memories and post them than the bad memories. When you look at these pictures, we need to look at it. Is it history for us? Yeah. I have pictures in our future.
I have pictures with the, like say for instance, the Afghani militia, that, that were working with us that got hurt. I was their medic, so I brought them back, sat with them while they got fixed up and stuff, took pictures. They bring me goat and flatbread, and everybody was happy as shit. It was just good times. And so those are the kind of memories I like to remember, not the bad ones.
And Chris just said, when the bad days hit him, he tries to focus on the good times.
That's what's up.
Yeah, definitely. If you're having a bad day and you're able to reach out to Vetcodes, reach out to one of us.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter who it is, somebody's going to respond.
Yep.
We don't want you to have those bad days. We don't want you to have those memories. Those bad memories. We want you to have.
You don't have to do it alone.
Exactly, and you do not. No, brothers and sisters, even if it's a brother reaching to a sister or vice versa, you are not alone, and we have to remember that. It's bigger than us right now. Vetcodes is bigger than just you.
It's accurate.
That family. I mean, some of us never had families, so that may be for them to accept, but. We are a family. If you're in Vetcodes, you're family.
Right. Hell yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, Kelly. I need to mention the raffles or the waffles.
Waffles. So, let me hit on that one. So,
do it. Yeah,
I made a post. I made the post. I'm going to say it again. People, we cannot help you without these donations. Without the $5 per waffle for a number, $20 gets you 4 numbers for the wheel. Post office prices have gone up.
Yeah.
So postal service has gone up. It's going to cost David a whole lot more to send out these packages, and it may be $2 a package. But have you guys seen his baskets? Have you seen his mail baskets? When he fills those, they're full of envelopes. So just imagine if it's $2 a pop and maybe there's 100 in there, you guys, it ain't cheap. And so
he's putting out like 250 at a time.
And I want everybody to see that bigger picture, is that David does the mailing. He's packaging the seeds. He's mailing the seeds. He's getting the labels. He's doing all that legwork for us to be able to grow. Or my kit, Vetcodes had to pay for the shipping. That was not cheap either.
That wasn't.
Zeffy, if you guys need the link is in my comment on the Vetcodes. It's Zeffy. We can make a monthly donation. There's a $3 charge, but that $20 is going to Vetcodes every month, and I don't have to worry about it. And I'm not paying for waffles. I'm just donating for postage because Vetcodes has done so much for me. This is just at least something I can do to give back. So these waffles, I mean, come on. We're doing 29 different strains and 145 beans. Do you know, guys, you guys won't have to grow. You won't have to buy seeds for so long. I mean, unless you're growing a lot of plants, then that's a different story. But yeah, you guys, and I know we all, fixed income, all that kind of good stuff, but you guys, just $5, $10, $20. If you can afford $20, that's going to help David and Vetcodes so much.
It will.
And all those people who are winning those seeds, you guys want them on time, right? And and don't get mad at if the mail is misplaced, if the envelope is not coming to you within a timely fashion. Don't blame David. If he's taking pictures and saying mail's going out, it's into the post office. So remember of the process of how you guys are getting your seeds.
There's a lot of stuff at work here,
There's a lot of back end work that a lot of brothers and sisters don't see.
Right.
So I know while you're saying, man, I'm getting free seeds. Yes. But who's paying for postage?
Yeah.
So,
and we want to keep doing that. That's what we're trying to say. We love giving you guys stuff, and we know that you guys love getting it, and we want to continue this. But
and don't forget, if you're if you're sending them the cash at Venmo, all that stuff, donation is the only word you want to put.
Yeah.
Donation only, and then let David know if it's for a waffle. And you guys, they are tax deductible.
Yeah, tax deductible.
If you file taxes,
Right.
So, but yeah, but I appreciate the talk. I think it was awesome. So thank you, Joe, for having me on.
I appreciate you coming. That's awesome, man. And
you know, I
like
thank
I
all the
said,
sponsors.
it was really cool to hear, you know, your story. I do want to reach out to everybody, you know, that's watching now. Hell yeah, freedom. That's what's up. Everybody that's watching, look, if you want to tell your story, you guys want to talk to me, just hit me up, message me, okay? If you guys are watching this later, same. Just message me. I'd love to hear you guys' stories if you guys want to share. I don't pressure. I ain't going to pressure you nothing about that. But if you'd like to share, I'm your man, okay? But you guys don't forget to watch the lives, you know, because we were just talking about all the giveaways, right? And we like to see your guys' numbers come on in there, okay? So, Kelly, once again, thank you for coming on. It was really cool to talk to you on here.
Same.
Everybody, thank you for showing up. And if you guys have any more questions, shoot them out real quick. Anybody? All right. Well, we blasted past the hour because we were just full of information, Kelly.
Yeah, check out what Shane said, people. You can read it later after the video's over, just about some seeds.
Let me show it.
Oh.
Can help with the wish list on what has been on low. Oh, yeah. So I can't remember what was it in the feature announcements in the page. It talks about the wish list. I think it's the Amazon wish list. You go in there and you can help out if you want to do it that way too.
Yes, that way too. All you got to do is select whatever you want to purchase, and it will go straight to David.
Hell yeah.
I sent him envelopes and stickers.
Right.
So, you know, whatever we can afford. You know, whatever. Every little bit counts, people. Every little bit counts.
I agree with you 100%. So, all right, y'all. Thank you for showing up. Kelly, hold on 1 second. I'll be right back with you, okay? Mm-hmm. Hey, y'all, thank you for showing up, and be looking out for next Tuesday. We'll see what's going to go on. Maybe a grow video. All right? We'll see what happens. All right. Unless one of y'all hit me up. All right. Until then, happy growing, y'all.